stilettos and like surf rock.
Yeah, that beat is hard though.
I surf. I swag. I surf.
Hypnotic. Hypnotic. Got polo on my body.
Surfing like extra hard.
Because it's a great song.
They still play that song?
Like stilettos.
Hell
I was
yeah.
in the club the other day. They played that shit.
Yes, they do.
I seen like mad bloods, like with bandanas on their head, and they was doing. I was like, wow. Look what can bring us together.
Swag surfing.
Swag surfing. That's not funny. Hey guys. Hi guys.
Yeah. Understanding people.
Understanding.
Yo, we came together like real fly today. Like we all like was walking. Like it was like the starting of Friends.
I actually got out of a car. I wasn't walking, so let's not say.
But you was there. You got out at the same time we got there.
I'm saying
some of us gotta walk over here.
No, I didn't mean it like that.
No, that's what it felt like though. That's what it felt like.
I wasn't attacking. We all in the city, man. I'd rather take public transportation.
But he drive everywhere.
I got no choice.
Understanding people.
I'm sorry, that was spicy.
Yeah, man, you came at me.
P-ha, give me a hug.
Give you a hug with your
Across the table.
Yeah.
Across the table.
Hand hug, baby. P-ha, hand hug.
How you doing?
Okay, I was about to say you have to hug the thumbs for a hand hug.
You know what I like about today's episode? 3 of us decided to wear black.
Oh, this is just a byproduct of my wardrobe.
No,
I have on black pants. My buttons are black. My skin is black. My hair is like a brownish.
I'm blackity black.
I'm blackity black. I'm black, y'all.
What is black? That's the topic of today's
Guys,
episode.
first of all.
No, I'm not
Let
holding
me just
on
say one thing.
nothing.
One thing,
No,
I got a
You
problem.
got a white man on your hat.
How you gonna call out
Arnold
Arnold?
and Gerald. They can be okay.
They should have came out with "Hey Gerald."
Hold on, let me just say.
Like how they gave Cleveland.
Yo,
Like how they gave Cleveland that show.
he said, "Hey, Gerald."
That would have been fire.
It would have been actually.
Listen, so it's crazy because Martin Luther King Day is upon us eventually in this time.
Yeah,
And it's so crazy because my homegirl, she get off President's Day, but she don't get off Dr. King Day. What kind of shit is that?
It's not seen everywhere.
What's not seen? He was a person that what he did.
Yeah, but it's not.
I
Not
don't-
many corporations take that.
I
as
don't
an
know what to
actual
say to
holiday.
that.
Yeah, like they give the President's Day off, but it's like Dr. King who like
Rest
Off
in
Dr.
peace.
equality
Rest in
and
peace to Dr. King.
what he said that one time on the phone.
shout out,
On the
you know,
FBI
shout out.
on the FBI line.
What happened?
He said,
What?
"Remember what
I don't
PJ
even
told
know
us?
what
No, no,
PJ
no.
told us. This shit.
Remember what PJ told us? Martin Luther King said, and the FBI was tapping him. What he said? I don't remember that.
No, I wasn't there. What?
Oh my God. I don't know what he's talking
No,
about.
you know exactly.
I am
Y'all
not
tell
about
me
to
this off
disrespect Dr.
camera.
King on his camera.
Shout out Dr. King.
Said I'm gonna be a white man tonight.
Oh, that.
Oh. Well,
Yeah, we're not gonna repeat that.
Things are put in footage for a reason. So the recording of this doesn't have me saying any of that. I don't know what's going on here.
P.I. let me know that.
Let's not saying PJ said this and PJ said that. When it comes to Dr. King,
That was your man.
I have a dream, man. That's
Okay.
what I'm gonna. But
Yeah, we're not gonna.
That's crazy that they killed him when he started trying to unite us and all that, but it's all right.
It's alright.
So, episode 9.
episode 9.
I'm
We
ready.
came a long way, guys. The only reason Malik knows it's episode 9 because we have it titled.
You wrote it
on-
down
On the top of the
Yeah.
notes.
Because he doesn't watch the show. But, episode 9. What is black? Is black a mind state or a color, guys?
ooh.
I'm gonna learn a lot today.
Hey, yo.
I think you will.
First of all, it's both.
Get in your bag. Get in your bag.
I don't
think
have.
that was a black
I
thing.
walk
to
around
do,
that many
first
bags.
of all. You know what I'm saying?
Ah.
Fuck with your hands, B.
It's definitely both. From shit, how can I phrase that? From mind state, yep, and from physical appearance, obviously.
You know we.
More-
You know what I'm saying? We from the motherland. You right? Now you guys, I don't know.
Wow.
Yo, I peeped that this morning that it was like a light skin, dark skin kind of thing. When y'all watch the clips, if you watch us, it's like
Why is it just me and PJ on this side?
You guys were in the house for most of your lives. You know what I'm saying? We was out in the field.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
we're not gonna start. there.
But yeah, well, anybody
be
have
mad at me.
you guys have a response
That's
to that?
definitely where I figured out I was black.
the hair flip was hilarious. Mind state or color? Well, black ain't really a color because it's the absence of light.
It is
So it's not really a color.
technically speaking.
But you
Can I
came
get
up with the
some
question.
snaps?
You came up with the question.
Niggas not fucking with me?
I
You
mean,
get
but
one.
That's what black is as an actual like color.
It's the
Yeah,
absence
It's the
of light.
absence of
No, I'm
light.
saying he gonna answer the question that way after giving the question.
Yeah.
It just get kind of awkward to me.
But we're talking about like pertaining to people.
Yeah. I think it's a mind state because like a white man see you and you black, and that's his mind. His mind is made up that you black. So no matter like my perspective on it is like you black.
But how he know you black?
Your skin color.
The absence of, the absence of his light.
The light, so when he look at you, he can't see shit.
Yeah.
It's the melanin.
You know.
The
So
levels of
yeah,
melanin.
just, skin color. Yeah. How about-
Jessica.
It's the vibe, the culture, what you bring, your swag. All of it encompasses blackness.
I guess.
I'm just gonna. I guess that. That's beautiful.
I think that was tough. You
Thank
know what I'm
you.
saying?
A lot of pounds going on
All
here.
right. I got another question for y'all.
Ask it.
Is there a percentage? Is there a percentage, heritage-wise, when you officially can identify as black? Wait, I butchered that. I'm so sorry. Is there a percentage, heritage-wise, when you can officially identify as black?
It's the same thing you just.
It's fine. It's fine.
Crazy.
It's fine.
It felt crazy, so I had to run it back. I had to run it back.
But if we're going based on what happened during segregation, if you have a drop of black in you, you are black.
That's that melanin, dog.
If we're going based off personal experiences, as soon as I popped out,
You're black.
labeled,
Yeah.
stamped, and approved, black, 100%.
See?
I
You wanna
wasn't
go?
stamped
'Cause
though.
What do you mean?
How you feel about this?
I mean, well, yeah, because you don't really.
Not that I don't really, but my father called me 80-20.
80-20. Oh.
That's my name in his phone.
Well,
For real. 80% Dominican, 20% black. Which, they're both black. But
Which
apparently
one?
to him, some of my decisions.
Like, but the 20%, if
Yo, I
then it
don't,
would be 50-50, but it wouldn't be. Technically, it's 100%, but I'm just saying, like,
he said
that
I'd be code
mathematics
switching
will
too. So it's like sometimes I'm 80% black, but sometimes I'm 80% Dominican. He said whatever I feel that day is just how it's going to go. Based on my
Talk your
wardrobe.
truth.
Yeah, he be letting me know. That's what they call me, 80-20.
PJ.
I'm kind of like with Jess on this one. Once you have a sip of black in you, all the way black.
So then
but
everybody
that's
black.
not negating
That's
like
what- I was
your
just
other
gonna-
cultures, though.
Yeah, I was
It's
gonna
just
get. I was
saying.
gonna get to that.
But is
Everybody
there other
technically black.
cultures? Because then we the original man. So us being the original man, everybody a little black.
But culture is slightly different.
Culture's different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not
So-
the same thing.
So everybody black, but everybody not like culturally black.
No.
No, that's not what it is.
So what y'all saying?
What we're
So
saying.
we're all from the original man, which was the original woman.
What's
which
her name?
was
Betsy,
in
right?
No, I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
Betsy.
Betsy.
Nah,
I
for
think-
real.
I think
That's
it's
her
Betsy,
name.
yeah.
Wait.
We're not joking.
Was
Her
it
name was
Betsy?
Betsy?
It
No,
was
that's
Betsy.
what they call
Lucy.
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 No.
It's something to see. The CY at the end.
Okay, we'll put it in the comments below. But
Yeah.
there's a female that they gave a specific name to refer to her. But that was the first or the oldest female known to man from Africa that everyone else is derived from.
So y'all was first.
Woman,
that's
Jessica.
proven.
Jessica.
Woman.
Woman.
Yeah, it's a woman.
That's why God is a
Nah,
woman,
not
bro.
female.
Yeah, because you can't be just calling us females nowadays.
Okay, biologically, they refer to her as the first female.
Yo,
We're
just
not
about
gonna
to
get
pop
touchy
on y'all.
Woman.
feely in this right now. We're talking about
The-
biology.
We just trying to save face.
Woman.
That's it.
Woman.
Don't do that.
I'm Team
What
Jazz,
is
you heard?
black
Wait a minute.
But we're not saying, or my point is not to negate other cultures that you may be exposed with, because I also have other cultures within me. But for the majority, it's the blackness.
Gotcha. So everybody's not black.
Culturally.
Culture.
I didn't disagree with you
Culturally,
on
there's
that.
more
Culturally,
differences.
everyone is not black.
But
But how about the
everyone
other
can
side, the original man part? We all a little
We
black.
all can be tied to the original man.
And I think it all boils down to like the proportion of melanin. Like I just think whites
What is
are the
melanin?
lowest.
I'm a little slow. What's this melanin thing that we talking about?
the pigment, the reason why you are
You
fair
trying to look
skinned
it
and
up?
the reason why.
Yeah, I don't, cause I be seeing that like the melanin shine and all that. So I got melanin.
Yes. That's
Okay.
why you are a light brown.
Oh,
I'm saying that's how you could survive that sun rays though, like cancer and all that. It's that melanin.
I get-
You still need
I get-
sunscreen.
That's a fact. No matter how black you are,
All
it just
black
takes
people need
maybe an
sunscreen.
extra 30 minutes for you.
Exactly. No.
Extra
no,
30 minutes for you to
literally,
cook.
Literally, it does.
Really?
Yes, but you can still get melanoma skin
But
cancer
yeah,
and all that.
here you go. I have a definition for you. Melanin is a broad term for a group of natural pigments found in most organisms. Melanism is produced through the multi-stage chemical process known as melanogenesis, where the oxidation of the amino acids trisides is followed by polymerization. So basically, it's color.
It's the reason
your
why
skin,
you have color
these
and
cells.
others don't.
But it said
And
the
levels.
organisms.
Or organisms.
It's not in everybody's.
It's in the sub-level of skin.
So it's only in our organism.
No, it's in everybody. It's
everyone,
just in
but we
lower
just have
levels.
more
In
versus
Got you.
someone who is
So
Caucasian,
God like
right?
Powerpuff Girls does. Like he like dropped it by mistake. Like psh.
it's the chemical X.
Yeah,
Yeah.
come on. That's what I got. See, okay. Shout out
PJ,
God full of
PJ,
melanin. in
PJ.
it.
Yeah,
You
I'm
ever
saying.
watch Powerpuff Girls?
I'm gonna go define that.
That is your homework.
Nah, I
Right.
never watched
I'm
You
it.
sure
got, a
Rihanna
little,
has
you got
like
little
Powerpuff
bubbles
Girl
to
or
you.
something.
You got little
he's not
bubbles to
playing.
you.
You said you was just playing. You're not
Yeah,
playing.
He a little bubble-licious, right? He a little bubbles.
Are there any physical traits to being black?
Physical
You said-
traits?
you said I just-
Yeah.
Segue.
Look.
Segue master.
Are there any physical traits to being black? According.
Really? Really?
No.
You're gonna play into that?
We're not starting there. And that's why black men are fetishized. PJ, we're not gonna support the narrative.
Oh my.
I was gonna start off with facial features.
Exactly.
But,
Get a little nose,
Yeah.
a little like more succulent lips.
Can we
in
start
this
top to bottom?
versus, like,
Started midway. You start at the
Exactly.
belt.
oh my God.
Loose cannon.
It's black guys watching. It's like, damn, what is he talking about?
They said we got long arms. Okay. What do you mean? His wrist?
I mean, I work out, but
Yo.
Oh man.
All
but
right.
yeah, was this
Yeah,
Let's
take
bring
all
it
back.
back. Okay.
physical? We were on physical traits of
Yeah.
But they say big noses.
big noses, big lips,
Big lips.
Yeah.
small eyes.
Jay-Z. But
Yo, yo?
Off your rocker today.
Can you show us your agenda? You got a hit list on
What
these
is just slow down?
celebrities.
First it was who?
Coarse hair.
Corsair. Oh
shout out to
my-
Hov.
Play
Yeah,
back on last
we
episode.
might have to cut this. I might never get big time. He got a lot of pull.
All
It's
right,
like, oh, you want
coarse
to understand the
hair.
people, nigga.
Stature, physical
Horsehair,
features.
which growing up, I was told was nigger naps, and now that I let my hair grow, I got the curly Rico
got
Suave, baby.
curls.
My
You got
shit
curls
curly,
now.
curly
Yeah.
joint.
When I was at your crib, I seen a sponge on the dresser.
No, but my shit is
yeah,
natural.
there ain't no fucking.
Chill,
natural
let me
curl.
let you know
No,
something.
that's to enhance it. But
Exactly.
He already has
When
it.
I jump in the shower and my joint get watered up,
You're looking.
No. Now he
Woo!
sounds like the
Looking like
rapper
the
that
Soul
said
Glow.
he's gonna dunk his black girls in the water, and when they come out, they gotta
Whoa,
make sure
what?
that their hair is curly.
Who
First of
was
all,
that
who
again?
said that?
wait a
All right,
minute.
this record
Oh
right
wait,
now.
wait. I can't remember his name.
I
But
forgot
know
his
what
name,
you're
but
talking
He said what?
everybody out there knows who I'm talking about. He said he doesn't date dark butts because their hair tends to be more nappier. So he said on the first date, he takes them to his pool so they can dunk in, and they have to come out prettier than they go in, meaning to see if their hair is
Wow.
nappy or if it's curly.
Who's
And he's-
handling these people?
He probably selling records too.
Somebody
about.
boycotted
I
him
don't.
all the way.
Yeah, I don't know.
forgot
I
his
don't
name.
think that person.
I just want to know who's handling these celebrities. Like, who let you say shit like that publicly?
And all our black females was like, I have some darker women that'll come in the water, go back down, go back out the water, be 10 times prettier than you would ever be in your life, which is true. So,
Damn.
Triggered.
don't come for my sisters like that.
So
And he was not attractive himself, so I don't know who he's trying to test, but that's a different story.
I think
digress.
also. I mean, cut you off.
No, I
I think
digress,
also with the
it's fine.
physical traits, I think like the muscular tone.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
what you mean the muscular tone?
They
Like
said to have like
for the
stronger
black people that go to the gym.
builds.
One day we're gonna get you in there. But a guy like Nas, you know what I'm saying?
Broader
Cheekbones down,
shoulders,
chiseled, you know what I
yeah.
mean? You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I don't work out. I was born like this.
I woke up
Cocky,
like this.
okay.
I woke up like this.
But on some real shit though, you can look at my face and you can say like it's a prime example of what stereotypical African features or black features would be
Yeah.
like.
Gotcha.
You know,
The dreads too, Killmonger.
dreads. locks.
He had it
Locks.
first.
There's nothing dreadful
We're
about
not gonna
my
call
hair.
it dreads. it's
Wakanda
locks.
forever.
Wait. Dread. Oh,
Dreads, it's from
dreadful.
slavery where they called it dreadful, so they wanted people to be embarrassed with it. But the reason why their hair was
Tama.
locking, listen. The reason why their hair was locking on slave ships because they didn't have any of their combs or their pure African combs, which they made to be able to maintain their looks.
Talk
So
your shit.
Their hair started to lock. And they accepted it because what else were they supposed to do? So blacks started calling themselves locks, where the white masters started calling them dreads to be like, you should be ashamed of how you look. So the black man took it back and said they are
Dreadful
locks,
instead
which is
of
why I
dreads.
would never call locks dreads because that is disrespectful.
That is so crazy because
Talk your
before,
shit, B.
before we was deciding to have this
Talk
episode,
all my shit.
Yeah, smell mad
Malik
good.
text me.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah,
release.
yeah.
That shit slapped me.
I'm gonna read Malik's text. Yeah, I'm not sure if I really want to have this episode because I don't know too much about being black. And the way he just said,
I'm learning.
What?
Yeah, I'm learning. This serious. My hot takes is a little,
You have
you
to
know.
You have to understand, and I understand why. It's because of his culture, and our cultures share an island. So my side has always been more rich,
Oh,
while their
yes.
side
Asian,
has tried to deny
yeah.
that richness.
I like how this is set up because we
Incorporate.
both
Yo,
y'all together
you know,
without even realizing
Understanding
Yo.
people.
Y'all
You know
not
what's
even
crazy?
people what's going on around here.
I'm in a Dominican heritage class in the winter semester, and I'm learning about like Trujillo, which is like the person that like came to Dion and was like, "Yo, it's about like we gonna take the American way and like European and like light skin is what's
European,
in." And like I just read actually that our economy was like well, not our economy, their economy was like shaky. And instead of like going to Haiti and letting them be the sharecroppers and the farmers and stuff, he called Japan and was like, "Yo, we got open immigration for y'all. Y'all could come and we got this section for y'all." To Japan instead of going right across the water. And that's how
Haitians
Yeah.
was able to free the continent, the area.
Yo, it's crazy, B. Just cause like I don't like you cause you talk. That's just crazy, B. Like literally, you got more melanin than me, and I got problems with you. That's all it comes from, which is crazy. Like we got control of the melanin we get. Like you upstairs talking to God, like, "Yeah, let me get a little bit more."
Wait, technically, have you seen that that one lady? She was
took
I
the
think she used to
melanin?
be like she wanted to become a
European
black
lady?
woman, so she was she was giving herself melanin
Melatonin
shots,
shots.
and she became very, very dark skinned.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Look it up.
Yo, people
Oh,
got
There's
problems,
people
B.
changing their skin.
And
color.
then
Oh
like
my
people
God.
were attacking her because like they were saying to her like this is not like a fashion statement. This is not like a fucking accessory or a bag that you can just put on and take off whenever you want. And she was underneath a lot of fire for that, and she took it upon herself. Probably because she was underneath so much fire for it to like go to like African countries and learn
actually
about the culture and contribute and do some kind of thing and be knowledgeable about it. But she still looks like a buffoon, in
And
my
her husband,
opinion.
like,
But
fetishises
you know,
her.
So wait,
That's
so
funny
did she
because it
come
leads up
back?
to my next question. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
She's still.
I'm saying, did she
looks
come
like
back and did she get like more black points? Like, did she
I
pass the
guess.
black test
No,
now?
she just has more understanding of it, but her husband still fetishizes.
So does
her
it make
as
it
a
okay?
white woman who looks
So
black?
the fact that she went there, right, as like a black congregation right here, as like since she went and did that, is it okay now that she injects melanin shots? After she went and learned and slept and did all that in Africa?
Understanding you people. Anyway.
Wait a minute.
I don't know. I mean, it's a step in the right direction, but I don't know how genuine her. I don't know how genuine her intentions are really.
I can picture Nas like in front of the board, like, "Oh, well, reveal your file."
You doing alright?
So can your blackness be adjusted? Because that's what it sounds like. she's trying to
Adjusted?
do.
What do you mean? Well, she was
It's
never
different.
culturally
She's-
or like
yeah.
physically black to begin with.
She idolized
You
the
know
what I'm saying?
features instead of idolizing.
And there wasn't
the
really an
culture.
adjustment because she's not working from a state of already being black.
So
You know what I'm
us
saying?
being already black, can our blackness be adjusted?
Our blackness
It's
is
adjustments in
adjusted
the
every
workplace,
day.
every day.
A lot of times, subconsciously too. If you like look into code switching and stuff like that,
Would
you gotta
that be?
like
That's what I'm gonna ask. Is that adjusting your blackness? Is
Code
that the
switching?
Code switching? Is that the
yeah,
idea
well,
behind it?
definitely.
That's
Yeah.
the biggest.
Would you-
version.
I do that. Sorry.
That's I want to know what
Oh,
your
the
relationships are
difference.
with your employers or your bosses, but would you talk to them with the same kind of mannerisms and stuff like that? You know, putting aside like respect, obviously, but with the same way you would talk to your friends or your
Me
boys.
personally, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my employee's
I
black.
think you guys been around me and my employees. You see the relationship we have is like talking amongst you guys. So I don't really think I make too much. I mean, interview day, yeah, of course. You know what I mean? Child,
Okay, maybe that.
It's an interview
I don't.
day.
So
How
I
about
guess if it was like if this, I was gonna say maybe in an interview, but everybody's trying to impress in an
Yeah.
interview, right? So maybe in a different situation, say if you're working in a stereotypical like corporate setting, you know.
When I used to, I couldn't,
Mm,
because they wouldn't understand. I was working with like Italians and things like that, like in the beauty industry. Like, I'm your assistant. You can't be. I'll just speak in my regular, like, completely. You can comprehend and also.
you couldn't drop no sons? Like, nah, son.
No.
No.
There was
No dead
song
asses?
dropping. No. I leave my dead ass for my friends, you know?
Yeah. I mean, that just comes with professionalism, but for the most part, I think you should be comfortable within your own skin to talk a certain way, like, but just to a certain extent, because you don't want to be ignorant. You know, you don't want to sound
That's the
too
point.
crazy.
It's
Yeah.
like the
And there's nothing
ignorance
wrong
part.
with speaking proper.
Yeah.
So do you have an experience where you had to like either throttle it back or ramp it up?
I think when I became the coach of the basketball team, I had to throttle it back. You know what I mean? Because now I'm not even just speaking for me. I gotta teach these young men how to, live in the corporate world or be a professional around certain settings. So I had to throttle it back and handle myself a certain way. That's
Anybody else?
Throttle it back. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I've had to throttle it back. I went when I lived in Texas. I went cotton judging.
What?
Wait, what?
I mean, you knew what that reaction was, what that title was gonna
Cotton
get.
judging? Are
Yes.
you literally judging
It's a
forms of cotton?
Yes, it's a sport.
Malik,
Yeah, listen.
It's a sport.
it's a sport?
Yeah, kind of.
I have a question. Were you
Wait.
were you the only black cotton judge?
Yes.
It's like, hold on, folks. We got a pro.
Yeah. So listen.
I don't know how to feel right now. I really don't.
So there's a program.
Pro is crazy. Let him take the lead.
I don't know. For some reason, I think it's in his blood.
He's going to pick the best cotton for this competition.
So one, background. There's I think there's 4 types of cotton.
I'm gonna
Spotted,
need
tinged, plain.
Oh, you really breaking this down?
I'm going to need the breakdown.
Okay, please
Okay, hold on.
expand.
So there's 3 to 4 types.
I'm fucked up right now.
Spotted, tinge, and plain. And then there's this program in I don't know if it's everywhere, but in Texas,
I don't
it's called
think so.
FFA. And what it is Future Farmers of America.
Okay.
And basically, I was in this class. It was like a bullshit class in high school. I was a senior. And they was like, yo, one of our guys doing the competition dropped out. You could come. We go to this town called Lubbock.
As a ringer? As a ringer? You came in as a ringer?
And
They just knew.
there was.
gonna be great.
I'm gonna tell you.
Probably ain't even dropped out. You got rid of that nigga.
I'm gonna tell you why. I decided. I was like, yo.
He just
it
has
was
a
free
natural
food,
talent.
And if I'd have won, I'd have got a belt buckle. So I was excited. Like the belt buckle is huge. That shit just fly. So I was like, yo, I'm down. And then the whole time going there, they was like, yo, it's only 4 types. You just gotta look at it. So basically, you walk into a room, and there's 248 bushels of cotton. So it's like this brown thing with cotton on it. And you just walk around in silence, in a line, and you just mark every single one of them what you think they are. Yes, I was the only black person.
How the fuck is this a sport?
Exactly.
1, 2.
This shit sounds.
It's like,
It
there's some
sounds
natural
really
talent
crazy.
going on.
I think we need to take a trip to Texas. With the powers that be.
That's the first time I've ever heard of that.
Yes.
2,
Ever.
I never even knew there were different varieties of cotton.
Yes, there is.
What kind do they use in shirts?
I think it's plain cotton.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
White
'Cause
tees
then
can
there's
only
tinged.
get as
Tinged
white.
is like a little bit orange, and then spotted has like the little black and white
I
to
have
it.
spotted cotton for like makeup remover.
Yeah, it's a thing.
But it's just cheaper than the actual white bleached cotton. Which is another level.
It's
We're not gonna
cheaper
get
than
into
the.
that. It's cheaper than the pure white bleached cotton, the unspotted. So
Yo.
the spotted pack is $1.90, while the all white pack is $3.90.
That's crazy.
And it's rougher in texture.
Yo,
Dead ass?
this is
I'm
deep.
so dead ass. It's more
Deeper,
for the
darker criminal
exfoliation
link.
versus. Oh, level.
That's hilarious. That was an education for me.
I ain't gonna lie.
How often do you tell a story?
When it when it's
yeah.
relevant. Yeah.
I guess you never just throw it out
How
there.
long did you do that?
I did it. It was one time. Literally, it was a state competition, and Boys Ranch, which is my high school, they qualified for the state. So they need, you can bring, I think, up to 8 people
Qualified for the state.
for state competition. So then they needed 8 people on the team, and they had 7. And then they was like, hey, you want to come? Free meal, chance of winning a belt buckle. It was the best burger I ever had.
They got you. They got you to judge cotton for a belt
burger.
And some free food.
I sold my soul for a belt
But I'm
buckle and
still
a
stuck.
burger.
I'm still stuck. How
She
did we
really
even
did.
get to that part, though?
Oh my
What part?
God.
How did we get to you telling us that story?
Because they said, can you,
How did you adjust your blackness to this issue?
and I think it was I said I felt like I denounced my blackness
Oh,
there.
okay, because you fucked me up. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
All
like,
the way.
Yeah. I've been in those kind of situations twice where I was like the only black person like for a long period
What
of time.
was the other one?
I went to this like leaders, future leaders of something, and I went and I was like the only black, like to the point where it's like they were asking me questions that it was just like.
It was like, I'm gonna pick your brain. because
Yeah,
you
it was
can.
like, yo, so like, do you feel weird like when like people tell like racist jokes? Do you know any like, have you ever heard any racist jokes?
Because they want
It's
to
like,
see
do
if
you
you're
feel
comfortable.
weird?
I was
And I was
sitting in front of you.
And I felt like such like in myself, like I don't want to say it to anybody, but I felt like a coon, like a jigaboo kind of, because I was like, yeah, I know racist jokes.
You was like Ashton
Yeah,
Kutcher.
and I was like, yeah, I know a few. I've heard a
You
few.
was Ashton Kutcher and guess who? At the dinner table.
Oh.
We had to tell all the black jokes he knew.
Oh, Lord.
He was like, I want to hear him.
I saw that like fucks with me a little bit in my psyche because I feel like I sold my soul in those two instances. But it's alright, we here now, and it's called
So-
growth.
so-
I mean,
I
it's
don't know.
probably from survival because like you were by
Yeah,
yourself.
I was
with
the
all
only-
those people.
like,
what were you
literally.
expecting to do?
I mean, yeah, I guess. How aggressive did they ask you to judge the cotton?
Because we had lunch.
I
He
might have
was
done
probably
it
in the middle of a
too.
circle.
I might have done it too. Oh, how long? An hour?
I was
Maybe.
in a semicircle. And they were just like, oh my God.
Drink your blood. That was funny.
Pick your brain.
Yeah, so
That's
I would be at like lunch tables and like it's only white people and they're like, yo, like,
How do you feel about racism?
Yeah.
How
Oh
the
my
fuck
gosh,
you
that's
think
like,
I
No,
feel?
that's like the video of the girl that just surfaced where she was an intern and then she wore her hair and like twist out. So you know how your texture used to be before you locked it? So she did twist and it was like big chunky twist. And her coworkers came and was like, can we touch it? She was like, yeah, sure. They was like, oh my God, I've never seen it. Like it comes out of your hair like that. And she was just so uncomfortable because she's an intern at this corporation and they're just like literally there 10 minutes just picking at her hair.
Oh, nah, it would have been 1,000 punches.
And she's just like,
So-
ah.
See,
No, but
that
she-
was in a that would have been a situation where you need to adjust your blackness.
That-
Or get
you don't have to
arrested.
sit there and-
No, but
arrest
she's
me.
an intern
But you
at
allowed
a
them to
corporation
touch
that
you.
she wants to work in, like down the line. So you're not gonna go out of character and be like, oh. But they took it out of,
Eh.
they took it too far. There's one thing to be
Exactly.
like, oh, okay, it's okay, just so because I know you don't have this in your everyday
And they knew what
experience.
they was doing. It sounded
But
like
then
they
they
took full
started
advantage of that
like,
shit.
you know how like monkeys pick like baby's hair for like.
Monkeys. I like how
yeah, that's
you
what start like
put that in this
thing.
conversation. You slick.
So it's like a
You
nah,
slick.
it's
But-
not intentional.
But
But
have you ever had to denounce your blackness?
Or adjust it.
Damn.
probably adjusting it just well, not even because I grew up speaking proper, so it wasn't like a. It's just going to school, like going to public schools, and then you learn like colloquialisms and stuff like that. So it's not even like adjusting. It's just there's certain things I would say with you guys that I wouldn't say with others. But I started off with just speaking proper English,
That ass
so
B.
it's not even like.
Chill, son.
Yeah, but I don't even sound like me
Facts.
doing like that.
Facts.
But there's of course certain phrases that we would say to each other that they just wouldn't understand. So I'm not gonna, for the sake of me being understood by others, I'm not gonna say that phrase because they wouldn't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. But it's
What
not. I never had to denounce my
Never.
blackness though.
What about you, Naj?
But it's more of like that Caribbean where it's like you gonna know what I am regardless.
Especially when you be getting upset, I be hearing that shit come
It
out.
just
of you.
comes out.
Mhm.
The accent comes out. I mean, it's not even like because hearing my parents get upset.
As soon
and
as
then
I hear
the
you say
accent comes out.
pow pow, how you say?
Pow tow?
Pow tow.
Yeah.
Pow tow.
Damn, yo.
What's the ass whooping coming?
Belt
Um,
buckle
And it
and
was
a
like how we were
cheeseburger.
raised to not denounce that, to always be proud of where you come from.
Got to.
Because
man.
you're raised as that, even though you were born here,
Yo,
you were raised as.
I saw that
you
the other
got
day in that Trujillo book that we were reading. Somebody was writing a response and they said like people fought to be black. So the fact that you're like, well, I don't know if I'm black, and it's like, yo, we fought to be like,
Yeah,
I'm
to
black.
be able to just
So
be
it's
that
like,
outright.
yeah. And I feel crazy because I sold my soul for a belt buckle and a cheeseburger.
And you ate it. And now, I'm assuming
Did you
the
eat
white
it?
people made this cheeseburger.
What?
Was it-
from
was
like
it-
a
was it-
restaurant.
was it
No,
good?
It was the best burger I kind of had up to date.
They were starving him with
Of
unseasoned
course, it would be the
food.
best fucking burger. Jesus.
His soul is still soul.
Seasoned with my soul.
Yep.
Can
Oh yeah.
I said,
I thought she.
whatever.
She said she wanted to
oh
ask
my
you.
bad. You can ask a question.
Can you be considered not black by your peers?
Hell yes.
How so?
But my Dominican older cousins, excluding one of them, all the motherfuckers told me I was black and I was dark skinned and that I felt like something was wrong with me.
Well,
And the
fuck
whole
is not
time,
black.
yeah, they told me that. Oh shit. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
They made me feel bad for being black, and they were saying that they weren't black.
Well, she didn't ask that question. But back to what you.
It's the same shit in reverse.
That's
It
what happens when you disrespect Tupac. But, but
Fuck Pac. I'm just
I
playing. I'm just playing.
Like I got.
You can't say that.
Am I alive?
But can you consider not be a black by your community of peers? Yes, I think there are people out there that I'm not gonna say any names as bad as I want to say it, but
You scared?
Ben Carson.
That was easy.
But nah, yeah, like especially a black person who's supporting Trump right now. I don't consider they as black. Fuck that. I don't know how y'all feel about that shit, but I know I don't goddamn support that motherfucker.
I think people lump that in with the sellout topic.
I was gonna not make it a political thing, more so from my own experience growing up and being interested in things I'm interested in, and sometimes the way I speak. I don't know if it's a thing, but when I speak, sometimes I tend to like flow throughout hood speech and like proper lingo a lot. So when I was younger, it was more so I would speak more proper because I used to watch like a bunch of shit, read a bunch of comic books, and that's how they spoke. So I kind of like emulated that a little bit, which is where I admit where I got a lot of my vocabulary. A lot of people like to ask me like, "Hey, where'd you get that word from?" I just read comic books,
They use big words in comic books.
like a motherfucker.
That's why they so smart.
And then when I got like older and like in high school and stuff like that, I got that comment sometimes from like other people I went around. Granted, the high school I went to was pretty multicultural, so there's an equal amount of like different races and cultures and shit like that. But sometimes the way I came off was not the stereotypical black person.
I'll tell you one thing: you talk with your hands, you black for real. You know what I'm saying, B?
Yeah. And it's weird because I was like,
The higher my hands are, the more intense or passionate I feel about something.
yeah, in public school it was like too Spanish to be black, and then like it was around the Spanish chicks I was too black to be Spanish. It was
Fucked
weird.
up.
Yeah, it was a bad combo. But Jess, how about you? Anything? Nah. All right.
No, you never felt,
You been black your whole life?
you never been
Well-
shunned from certain communities.
Technically, I've been Haitian my whole life before black.
Ooh.
I mean, like,
So they're not the same. No.
Lie
it's
gone,
two
lie
different
gone.
It's intertwined, but it's also two different experiences.
Gotcha.
No, it's La Jean. I'm sorry, La Jean, La Jean.
He's saying money in Creole.
Ooh,
Right now.
you ain't on that, man. You
I
learned
didn't
something
know-
else,
But,
man.
I didn't even know the relevance. What the fuck?
It's a song he likes that.
Oh, gotcha.
La Jean, La
In
Jean.
Creole.
Look at his face. Look at
You know
What's the
what
name of the
I'm
artist?
saying? It's something in Creole. Yeah. I can't pronounce everything.
Oh. I just remembered, like, I don't know why that made me remember, but the same thing like you were saying with speaking proper. Like, there was this guy that I used to work with who said he didn't, because he grew up in Jersey, so he wasn't around a lot of black people. And so he's very European, and he didn't grow up around a lot of black people. So he said, I'm the first black person he actually spends time with. And I'm not like the others because I speak very proper and articulate. And I'm intelligent. So that changed his mind about other black people. But he said it was a good like opening to what black is. As if I was the token.
Shout out to him.
So we're gonna put it back. So I didn't know if I should take it because it was kind of an offense towards me. Like, how come you speak so proper and how come you're so intelligent in this field? Because I didn't think that black people can be or black women can be that way.
I kind of got that sometimes from speaking and from the way I look as well. Some people's like, "Oh man, I never really found dark skin or black people attractive, but I find you attractive. And I'm like, huh?
Well,
It's like, I guess.
well, I have a question though.
Mm.
So like, if I'm walking down the street with me and my friend who's black, right? We're walking down the street, and this white guy. It was actually around the campus, and we were walking, and this black dude was like, "Hey, you guys know where you guys look like you guys know where the basketball gym is. Can you point me in the right direction?"
Oh my god.
So I was like, "Yeah, it's that way." But then when we walked away, we was like, "Well, was that kind of?"
It was. It was.
Then another
Was it a black person
No,
asked
it
you
was
this?
white
No,
man.
no.
And then in the same week, yo, I was at the deli, and I was like getting this like toilet paper, and this white dude was like, "Hey, I'll help you." He had the the thing to get it, and I was like, "Nah, I got it." He goes, "Yeah, man, you know those long basketball arms," and I was like, it was like.
I don't know how to feel about this in this moment.
I don't know, like times like that. It's like, are they trying to be like that, or is like?
I don't know. Some
I don't
people
think it's
are, and
intentional,
some
but it's
people
just- it's
aren't. Because
there.
like, if you make a comment like, "Oh, you know those long basketball arms," come on, like you know what that's rooted in, right? From
Sometimes
his
they're just that
perspective,
ignorant towards it.
Gotcha.
other people wonder.
Did you just put out a dick on camera? What?
minute.
What is going on?
Wait a
Oh,
minute.
when
you
comments,
doing?
Hello.
or like when comments are made like, "Oh, you look attractive for a black person."
Yeah.
That's the same kind of like.
I got that for being Haitian. They was like, "Oh, are all Haitian women this beautiful? I never saw one that was this beautiful.
Mhm.
Maybe I should go there sometimes." I was like,
Yo, you've been dealing with a lot of shit lately. I ain't
Yo,
gonna
you
lie.
know what else?
Yo, you gotta start telling us these stories, man.
Yo,
I think I like forget about them when.
Nah,
time
don't forget
passes.
that. Fuck that. We
I ain't
gotta
gonna put
start
nobody on
roasting
blast, but like, it's crazy how many experiences like that I like you come across. Cause me too. Like in Texas, it was like a norm. Like when we were in college, like you would go up to like white chick, try to talk to her. She'd be like, "Yo, like we could like date whatever, but I could never take you home openly." Like at the party, off of this, you like, "Yo, I cannot."
Man.
And it's
At
keeping
least
it
they was
100.
honest, word, yeah.
Exactly. It's like, yo, I will. We could get it in. We could party, but as
We
far
could
as you
get
could
it
like,
in.
if you ever think that we could make something of this,
Nah.
That is crazy.
it's over. And it's like open honesty. So it's like,
It's like,
do
"'Cause
I
my hair's
feel
too
away?
curly."
Should I feel away or should I pursue just to be like,
Prove daddy
To
wrong.
prove
Yeah.
to men,
You know
you
what I'm saying?
I'm her daddy now?
Nigga.
You'll run into more problems later on. That stress is unnecessary.
What would you guys say is your most proud moment being black?
When I woke up this morning, I looked.
I asked my dad this question this morning. He was like, when Obama was president, I was like, took you that long? And he was like, it took you that long?
That was a very proud moment.
Nigga skipped himself.
That was a very proud moment.
Hold on.
What you
When I
mean?
realized I had black kids,
I
nigga
cried.
said Obama.
I
And
agree
he
with
half
him.
white,
I'm proud
and
of him.
nigga half white.
Don't worry, yeah.
But
I was like,
that
it's
was
possible.
that was the first moment you saw pride in like your blackness, or
No. It's just like an outward like for society.
Oh,
from
okay.
As a society thing.
Yo, he said that, and I just thought that's
I've
the
been
first thing that
proud to
came
be
to
what
my
I
head.
am
You
since I was
50.
born, so,
What you
like-
mean?
Damn,
I didn't have like a standout. It's just I've always been proud to be who I am
Proud to be
because
black?
I was raised to be proud of who you are.
I just think like like me personally, it's just like all the shit that we've been through, like while my education like misfires and stuff like about all
No,
that
but
stuff.
in terms of yourself, though, what's your moment like in life?
To be black, that cotton judging shit. I'm just playing.
You ain't playing, nigga. You ain't playing.
top of the food chain? Yeah.
I was
Gucci
the
belt.
man there.
Nigga had a Gucci belt, unseasoned burger. It took him an hour to get there. Day off of school.
Wait, were you,
Yeah,
the,
was
were,
black
you,
then.
were you the only one that they gave a Gucci belt?
No, they didn't get no Gucci belts out, man.
He didn't even get the belt.
I remember you had to win to get the belt.
Well, he got
Oh,
he got the
yeah,
belt
you
in
got-
our story.
Sounds better.
You
What's
the
about?
champ. But yeah, proud moment to be black. I don't know, man. And not that I'm saying I'm not proud to be black, but I just don't know the moment where I'm like, I wasn't there when Dr. King gave us the Alpha Dream. You know, that would make me proud. Like, damn, brother. But besides that, you know what? Tiger.
Tiger
When
Woods?
Tiger recently just won. I was proud.
Recently.
When he won his Masters after all that shit, the first one back, I was proud. Because I was like, he bounced back. You know, all odds was against him, and he came back and won in the eyes of everybody on national TV at the biggest event. What you gonna say? I was proud to be black.
I guess.
Come on, baby.
Jess, what was your most proud moment to be black? Because that
That's
sounds
what
like
I'm
bullshit.
She been black her whole life.
I don't have like a specific. I was
No?
raised to be proud of who I am. So
Mm.
there was no like specific moment.
Mm.
It's like, hey, yeah. It was like,
I ain't
no.
gonna front. Jess, you fucking us up today,
I'm
man.
sorry.
I ain't gonna hold you, man.
I knew I was gonna learn a lot today. I figured.
Nah, Ja,
I didn't even know I was gonna have this much to say today, but
That's what being black is about. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, I know I was joking before, but like I said, every morning I wake up. Every morning. There was times when I was younger, because like the
Those fools.
teasing and like my peers and stuff like
I'll
that.
fuck him if I saw them today.
But like even then, I don't think I ever had a moment where I wanted to be less black. I want to be more accepted because I was black, obviously, but I never really wanted to like change my skin or lighten it or anything like that.
It's
Would
funny
you
you say
risk?
that.
Would you compromise Would you compromise the being like less black to be accepted more? Like, would you like? So the idea that you're like, yo, I don't want to, but if it took the exception being, yo, I'll tone it down a little bit to be accepted.
Maybe, I see what you're saying. Maybe then because I was younger and much more like impressionable and like susceptible to what's the word? Peer pressure.
Yeah.
But now, nah. I heard this somewhere. It might have been a comedian or some shit that I read, but it basically goes like this. I want to be so black. I want to be so black that when I enter a room, other people's skin tones get darker because of how black I am.
Damn.
Yo, it's funny that you say that because when I was young and I got picked on for being black, I used to go home and think like if I just scrub a little harder in the shower, I get lighter. For real.
Nah, bro, you actually get darker.
For real.
Sorry of that.
I really used to do that. I used to be scrubbing and I used to get the white towel to make the scene like this shit got to turn black by the end of the day. For real, bro. I'm telling you, I was like 12 because I was always the darkest one amongst my friends.
No, people. I
And you know what's
someone
even
else that
crazier?
did that.
At that same age, I remember me and my cousin. He's light skin. He was like a brother because we lived together. And I'm like, damn, yo, how did I get so dark and you become so light? Yo, let me tell you how kids think. He said, nah, when we was younger and our moms used to push us in a stroller, your mom left the thing back.
And you like, nigga, that makes sense.
That makes sense. The sun is hot.
I said, damn, ma, you could have just given a nigga a little shade.
And now you mad at your mother and shit. Fuck, man.
For
You ain't do
real.
nothing right.
Yo,
You mad at
I remember
your
that
mom.
shit like it was yesterday, and I thought this shit was real for like a few years. Like, damn, all moms had to do was keep the house.
Shade on you.
I could avoid all this scrubbing. You know what I'm saying? Shit was crazy.
Yo, you tried
B.
to
No,
scrub.
there was another
Damn.
like a professional that we were told the story of that in order to make it in society for himself, he felt like he had to shower twice a day to scrub off the oil off his skin so his skin wouldn't look shiny. Because he equated shiny on his dark skin to be like dirty.
Yeah.
So that's what he would do to get by.
Fuck that. I moisturize my face with some oil.
Yeah, make me blacker.
Make me naked.
Yo, damn, yo. I just see little P-High in the shower, like.
Scrubbing with the
I
back
hate it,
scrubber.
yeah.
The
Oh,
back
the back
scrubber.
scrubber? Oh, that shit is coarse too.
He got the green shit for the dishes. Like, gotta get this shit off.
On the flip side, what was the moment you really realized you were black? Like, was it tragedy or
Mine is-
something crazy?
Yo.
Mine is messed up.
We know you was at the
I
nah.
got a story. So
Nah, go ahead.
remember how y'all asked me earlier what the shit with the bottom of the notes was? Like, why all water top, like, why all bottle caps are white?
Yeah.
So, like I told you, I read these questions by my dad today, because he like one of the blackest people I know. So I'm like, so I asked him this question. He like, yo, one time I was working in Jersey for an elevator company, and they hired me because it was like to scare off all the other people in the neighborhood. Not even the kicker. Yo, it's like scare off all the people in the neighborhood. So one day I was at work, and this white gentleman came up to me and was like, yo, you ever wonder like why all bottle caps are white? And my father was like, nah, why? He was like, nah, because black is too intimidating. You know, you wouldn't buy nothing with a black top on it. And my father was like, what? And then like, ever since, like, my father told me that this morning, and I went in the store and it was like, ain't nothing really like with black bottle caps on it. Think about it.
Nigga said light bulb.
Yeah, that could be an explanation.
No, mine was in school. You know those times where they go over slavery? And it was like, and the lighter kids would be in the house, and everybody turned around to me because I was always the lightest one. You would be in the house, Jessica.
No,
You would be in the house. I'm like,
And
thanks,
then they would
guys.
point to me and be like, "You would be in the field."
Who would have known?
No, majority of them were either like Asian, white, or like a deeper complexion. So I was literally like always the lightest or the second lightest. So we would stick to. It was me and my best friend that ended up being together. So they would point to us and be like, "Yeah, this would be your life." So they was like, "Yeah, we all black, but you guys would be the special black ones." And I was and then the kids in the class would like hate on the teacher, the sweetest teacher ever. But whenever they were upset at her, they was like, "Oh, it's because she's white and she doesn't like because I'm black." I was like, "What do you mean she's white and then we're black?" This is like elementary school. Because the parents didn't raise us to see color. It was just like, your culture is your culture.
Yeah.
People are people. That's it. So it wasn't until we got to like public schools when kids started being like real upset, real ratchet, real early. It was like, "Yeah, she doesn't like us because we're black." It's like, "No, it's because you're a bad boy and like you didn't do your homework. Like it has nothing to do with her." And I was like, "She's white. Like, what do you mean? She's just like fairer." That was
That's
my like
crazy.
thought.
Got nothing to
She's
do
just
with your
fairer
skin
with
color.
curlier hair than we are. Like it is what it is.
I remember an incident when I was about like 14, and me and my boys used to come from basketball practice, and these cops after school there used to be like a lot of fights amongst the school like kids, and so they used to like leave cops there like around the area just to make sure like that area is particular okay. But I noticed that one time me and my boys was walking out there and I was like singing a song and I was extra loud, just being a kid or whatever, just being loud, but I wasn't doing anything to hurt anybody or anything like that. And they actually pulled us over, not pulled us over, but pulled us to the side, and he slammed me to the floor. And I remember my boy, like, as he's putting him down or whatever, because I think because I was the loud one, I got the more of the aggressive side of it. And my boy that was next to me, he was like really nervous. And I remember him saying, like, "Yo, just shut the fuck up. Shut up, bro. Like, you ain't got to be this extra." And the cop was like, "Yeah, nigga." And I was like, wow. And I used to think,
There was black cops?
no, white cops. And it was like, "Yeah, nigga, shut up. Listen to your mans." And I'm just like, wow, like, you fucking serious. Then I was really like, it wasn't even just a moment of him slamming. Like, the "yeah, niggas" what stood out. Like, yeah, I'm just black, nigga. Like, this is the only reason this is going down. You know what I'm saying? But that's why now, I don't know, it plays a part of my mind. When I do get pulled over, I tend to be the most professional. But I don't. Sometimes I battle with myself. Like, are you submitting to your oppressor right now? Like,
No,
because
you're trying to
I
get
don't
home
look at it
safe.
like- that's
You're
how I
trying to
look-
get
I
home
wanna go
safe.
home.
It is what it
Yeah.
is.
That's the way I look at it. Like,
You're not gonna be extra
no,
aggressive
bro,
to
no.
not
Yeah.
like make it home to your fiance. Like,
yeah, nah, I get that. But at the end of the day, it's just like,
When is enough enough?
yeah, when is enough enough? Because that's why it's like, yo, that didn't have to happen at that age neither. Because of me singing a song, I'm getting slammed to the ground. That didn't have to happen. So now that played a part in my mind so much that I'm at the point where it's like I get pulled over. I'm so nervous that I'm denouncing my blackness. You get what I'm saying? So like, it's crazy when you put in situations like that. But that's my first time I really realized, nah, nigga, you black. You know,
you black.
You black. You getting slammed black. I ain't gonna shout out nobody. I'm about to shout out somebody else.
It's just a reflex. You just.
It felt normalized to me because I've had like, not to make this about police encounters, but like I was a kid and I was like walking up the hill on 145th. It was dark outside and it was maybe like 8 o'clock, and this police van like pulled up and they were like flashing lights, and I was like walking and they like stopped me. It was like, "Yo, there was a robbery down the block and you fit the description. The guys in the van, we're gonna shine a light in your face and you just gotta stand here." And I was like, okay. And literally, like, the van, we in the middle of 145th, like, not on the side block, big ass police van, like, and I'm just standing there, me and the cop, and I'm like, and people just walking by, and I'm just like, they turn on, he's like, "You don't fit the description, have a good rest of your day." And I was like,
You just said I did.
"Thank you."
because he was a black kid walking.
That's wow, because like I've honestly never had an experience where I was stopped by the cops, like ever. Ever. I know, I'm surprised too.
That's my only time, though, so I feel you, though. Like, it doesn't happen, like...
So like, where you guys use those explanations to like to what was the to show that you were black, right? Or when you realize you were black, it's different for me because I've grown up between here and Antigua. I've grown up between here and Antigua, and my family, like a large amount of them are Rastas. So it was always prevalent in my experience, that we were black people, we were African people, and that's just how it was. On the flip side of that, like I was saying, it was reinforced negatively from my peers and like people who I went to school with, and I'm black. So my experience has always been there's nothing else. Even if I tried, I couldn't be anything else.
Yeah.
Like I can't walk up to somebody and be mistaken as like, oh, are you from Japan?
Yeah.
Or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like off rip, it's like that's the black guy. So yeah.
Yeah, I get mistaken, especially when I turned curlier instead of wearing my hair straight. Now they have to know what I am because they get confused. It's like no, I need to know.
I can't
I
wait
need to
to be.
put you in a box.
What do you get?
I get Dominican, I get Ethiopian,
Okay, that's what I was thinking. Dominican.
and they just want to find what form of whiteness I have mixed in my blood.
For the record, I can't wait till we do Jess's show about the hair, because that shit she explained to me when we was off camera was fire. About the curls and it going up. That was fire. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's just
My
that
reverse
fire.
chia pet.
It's in your future a little bit.
It ain't yours, but
Shit, my shit, you see?
sponge.
Yo, like we said, look at his like part. It looked like the half moon from DreamWorks.
I
And then
can't
it's like the
unsee it after you
fisherman-
said it.
The fisherman
Little
on
boy
your shape
fisherman.
up. He like this. He fishing to the shit on your nose and shit. It's like this.
Another powder puff, girls.
We will show you the power of
How
That's
should-
bubbles. That's the most ditzy
Oh,
one.
it's power puff.
Power
Oh, I
puff
thought it was
girls.
powder puff.
You know?
Too much Troy Ave.
It's a common mistake. Mad people call it that.
Yeah.
It's like how remember when Pokemon was popular, people called it Pokemon.
Did they really?
Nah,
Pokemon. Like my teachers. They used to just
She's
like,
an asshole.
Take these goddamn Pokemon cards out of here.
Does blackness have a specific language?
Depends on the part where you.
When you say language, what do you mean?
It could be body language. It could be colloquialism. It could be
Yeah, I butchered that too. It's okay.
yeah.
No. I don't think it has a specific language. It's a stereotypical language,
Yeah.
but not specific, because everybody's blackness is different and it manifests in different ways.
Okay.
And
Big
just
facts.
because you don't fall within that stereotypical language, quote unquote, doesn't mean you're
Ebonics.
less black than somebody else who does.
But if you had to look from the outsiders, outside of black, I mean, excuse me, what would you say they would define a typical black person?
Like the stereotypical
Yeah,
ones?
Stereotypical.
Hello.
I don't know, because they like swagger jacks. So it's like there's nothing specific to us because they're allowed to like use it. So
No. It's still culture specific, but they just
Like if you walk in a room with a jean jacket, some Timbs on, you know what I'm saying? Automatically they're gonna assume
That's
like,
Harlem.
yo,
But
yo.
I don't know because Timberlands are construction boots, and we've taken
We-
that, but
we-
they use construction boots. So is that really?
Yeah, it's weird
Blackness?
because
It's the style, the way you put it. If they ain't laced, the tongue flapping, all type of shit.
but
that
that's
comes with it.
global. That's global now. I see what you're saying, but it's very much so global now. So
because of hip hop.
to pull out something as like an example, one would just have to look across the world because we pretty much leech into everything
Yeah.
that is popular, willingly and unwillingly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, my grandmother used to say all the time growing up, they want to do everything we do, but they don't want to be us. You know what I mean? Kind of.
Everybody want to be black, but don't nobody want to be black.
Black,
yeah.
yeah.
To the sound of,
That's funny. Everybody
It's
want to
true.
be black, but don't nobody want to be black.
So it comes down to like, no, officer, I come from here.
Have you ever had to exaggerate your blackness to compensate in a situation?
You break it down a little bit more, like in terms of like.
No. Turn up the.
Yes.
The way I look at it is like turn up the rat.
Turn up on motherfuckers.
Yeah, I don't
Yes.
have to turn up like and let you know like. Stop playing. Like,
Oh,
I don't feel like
you
it's very
know,
intellectual.
the
way.
side nod,
You-
look, the side nod.
You want a
look at the
nigga
shit.
here now.
Yeah, yeah. Shoulders get this high. You know this shit here. What the fuck you talking about? Yeah. Fingers become this. It's your problem. So yeah, I didn't have to
It's like,
exaggerate.
oh my God, gun fingers, gun finger.
So yeah, I didn't have to, bring it up just to let my sincerity,
This
Like,
remind-
which I mean, I'm gonna judge Cotton.
Nah, this remind me of an old girl with the test. Like, yo, you ever did time? Did she exaggerate that for 5 years?
Did you have to turn it up? You did.
He definitely
You turned it up.
I did time
It's like, of course I did.
A day.
No, you didn't.
a day. PJ did 12 hours.
They put you in the kennel to sober up a little bit.
They let you go home when you wasn't drunk no more. I get it. You didn't even do time. They wait for you to wake up.
Sat until he was okay.
They tapped you on the shoulder. Hey, bro, you good?
Can you get up? We need the space.
Probably wasn't even a cell.
It was the waiting room.
It's like,
The waiting room.
It's like,
at the desk with his head down.
It's like, you've
Actually,
been,
take a nap real
you were arrested. You were free to go. We just
Like-
wanted you
By yourself, so you think you in a cell?
You just
couch.
went to sleep. And like,
You get back home.
wanna
You
wake
send out
you
you get back home. You send out a tweet. Back on the block.
Free me. Free me.
Oh, you're doing that from your house. You're already free.
you were definitely free.
So what about you guys? Like,
You can't follow that.
Just
Like,
you, bro.
Just you.
no, I'm talking about in terms of
Exaggerating.
Yeah, same kind of thing. You just have to assert yourself, or I use it as a way to assert myself because people wasn't listening to me speak regularly. So I had to.
nigga here now.
nigga,
You
here
want
now.
nigga? You want nigga here now?
Jess?
It'll be the same. But like, I like to let you know about yourself in the most intellectual way. Like, so you can feel something and then think about it later.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to cuss at you, but I'm going to be like,
Oh yes, I've trained you well.
yeah. I was doing that before. It's a very argumentative child. Like, before.
I know.
So, does the word sellout actually exist? And if so, who is an example of a sellout?
They use it too freely nowadays. This is getting annoying.
It does, but like everything, that shit kind of like shifts
Yeah.
depending. Because if you're gonna call somebody a sellout, it can be very subjective.
Yeah, I think it's Ruben explained, I think last week, about like Kanye, where it was like, it's not like Kanye's a sellout. He's just like, it no longer lies with our agenda. So like people who the agenda doesn't lie with, it's like, nah, you're a sellout. But it's like, no, I just have a difference of opinion now that I have $10 million that I didn't have before. So yeah, I want tax breaks. So I agree with this guy. It's not about me being a sellout for black people. It's just like, this is what suits not my kind of black, but this is what suits me now as a black man. So sellout is subjective. It just depends on, does the agenda lie with you?
Yeah, and sometimes it could be like said or like put out there as like a personal thing because it depends on what the person did to you as well.
Yeah.
Right? If you have some kind of relationship with them and they slighted you or they whatever they did, then it could be very justifiable that they're a sellout.
Yeah,
Maybe
fuck
they-
that. I got a coworker, right? I got a coworker.
This bitch ass nigga. No, I'm just playing.
He's Spanish. Don't get me wrong. He's from Nicaragua. And like me mixed with
Don't
something
matter.
else.
Nigga here now.
Nigga here So he's always telling me stories about how he's from Staten Island. Because when you're amongst your coworkers and y'all start talking about hood shit that y'all
Y'all try to think of all the most hood shit you've experienced that one up each other.
Yeah, so I'm believing this nigga. Like, yeah, oh, he's a hood nigga. Okay, tell me your brother in jail, got guns. Oh, all right, cool. So he happens to look like Joker from Next Friday. So you know me. Once I get hip to something, that's your name now. Like, yo, Baby Joker, what's good, homie? Like, how you? Baby Joker this, Baby Joker that.
More Locs doors.
Ass and titties.
So the joke, everybody started calling him Baby Joker now. Now he feeling some type of way. Like, hold on. Like, you made these people comfortable. So one day he was like, yo, I gotta holler at you. So I'm like, all right, regular day. So it's me, him, and two other coworkers. He walks up to me and says, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I think you should stop calling me Baby Joker. And I'm like, all right, like why? And he's like, because everybody's doing it, and if this continues, I think I'm gonna have to report people to HR. So I said, hold up. HR? You talking real nigga shit now.
It wasn't the guns.
That shit was worse than the guns.
Those are fighting words.
You're gonna bring some bureaucracy into this?
You know what I'm saying?
It's
So,
gonna be
like,
paperwork.
you really took it there. So I'm like, I felt like he sold out. Like, you know what I'm saying?
He sold out doing the right thing.
Fuck that. Don't tell me you from the streets. Don't give me this whole dialogue how you a hood street nigga. Niggas call you Baby Joker. Now you want to take niggas to human resources. Fuck that. Fuck that.
Yo,
HR.
Shout out Baby Joker, you heard?
Were you taken back when he said HR? Were you like,
First of all, I'm so comfortable in the conversation. I'm talking my shit. When he said HR, I denounced my black right away. I don't think this is the best idea.
it's like, personally, that's not the best course of action we should take. Okay, so if you're gonna report me to HR, then you gotta report him.
I started snitching. Nah, but that's one moment I felt like somebody was a sellout. Shout out to you, Joker.
All right.
The question is, who can say the N-word?
Oh, you just
Ooh.
took it all the way there.
The,
Got him.
the N-word. Me. And that's it.
So you're saying a person with like locks or like?
No, me.
he
Me.
means
Just me.
That's
Just me.
it.
Depending on the context, anybody really. But like I said, depending on the context, in terms of like, we can't stop a white person from saying it in terms of if they're explaining what.
Well,
it
just
means.
because they kind of made it.
Which is why they can't say it.
No, I'm saying
No,
that's
I'm
what I said.
not saying was that what I'm
That's what I'm
saying.
saying. Depending on the context, they could be saying it and not trying to be
You could
disrespectful.
refer to it without saying it.
So could Eminem have a hot bar that he just
No.
has to rhyme with nigga?
No.
I
There's
don't
other words
know.
in the
See what I'm
dictionary.
saying?
I
If
don't
it's
know,
hard.
There's other words in the dictionary.
He's more talented than
I
that.
got,
Exactly.
but I got,
Exactly.
but I got friends who grew up with us that are white, and you can't.
You let them say nigga? Y'all
Yeah.
niggas is sellouts.
Nah, I mean,
That's kind of some sellout shit.
That is.
I'm
You
the
letting the man
I
still
get-
like represent that narrative.
the black
You can't-
Joker.
Come on, man.
Exactly.
Nah, I'm saying you can't stop what a person is consumed with. If he grew up around that, and that's
That's
all he kind
different,
of
but
knows.
there's other people that have been consumed and grew up in the same environment, but they know the weight of that word. So
No,
they
yeah,
still wouldn't use
and that's
it.
why I told Nas he grew up and
No,
actually.
you should explain it.
Yeah,
You should
when he grew up, he actually went to college, and he came back to me. He was like, "Yo, I no longer want to use this word after I've learned so much about it." That was to me, that was growth.
He said that shit around a Q Dog. Q Dog said, nigga, what you said?
Nah, but like it's hard to decide. Like
My
who
friends
to
back
say.
in Long Island used to let me say it all the time. Nigga came back. Yo, PJ, I don't want to say that shit no more.
Ouch.
Or they gave you a black eye.
Oh, you don't want to say nigga, I do you?
Nah, but for the most part, only black people should be able to say the N word though. That's
But
really
like Nod said, they invented the word though.
With malice.
Yeah, there's that.
Yeah, I guess that
When
plays
you
into a part of it.
saying like with context, I was thinking about like some kind of different situation where it was relevant to like maybe some form of evidence or some shit like that. I don't know. But now I'm saying it out loud, kind of sounds stupid.
So like the idea, like Neil Brennan, who writes with the Dave Chappelle Show, who was writing with the Dave Chappelle Show and stuff, he was like, "Yo, writing these skits, I had to call Dave Chappelle and say nigga. Like, it is what it is. Like, it's what makes it funny. We laugh at
But
the Dave Chappelle.
he was writing from Dave Chappelle's standpoint.
but he's still.
He's saying nigga though. He's still calling Dave Chappelle and saying the word nigga on the phone.
But that's done behind closed doors. Is he saying it out in public?
Kinda.
Speaking
yeah.
of Eminem, he used to say wigger on tracks.
But that's changing the word. But I'm saying like Neil Brennan is like in. I don't know if he's in skits. Is he in skits saying nigga? Yeah. So it's like, but it's
I
like
don't want to see it.
it's funny and. You know that he's helping. He's like the mastermind with Dave Chappelle behind the joke. So it's like, is that okay? Because it's funny and he's like selling us a product for us.
It's very hard.
He just happens to be funny.
It's very hard to answer because, like I said, it depends on the perspective that person is coming from, bro. Because just because a white person is saying nigger, well, then again, it goes back to that Negro, nigger shit. Like all of that shit plays a part.
So your man, so your man who you was talking about, who grew up around John, like he used to just come up to y'all and say like, "What up, my nigga?" Like that's a problem for because like there's so many other words. But like as Neil Brennan,
I
it's
think
like
I think it was more so throughout the conversation. Like he's a battle rap fan. Like you know what I'm saying. He's reciting
So-
lines, like all type of shit.
But he could tell you, yo, remember when Sue Surf said, "Ada, ada, ada."
He could just.
Bro, yo, he sounded more black than some black people. That's how
But he's
easy it
not.
flowing out. But he's not, you know what I'm saying, technically. But I'm talking about the flow of the language. Like it was just that normal. Like we grew up from like 3 years old up. Like this is our guy. So it's like we couldn't really hold that against him.
Did y'all collaborate as a unit outside of him? Like let him know, like, so we gonna let him say it.
Was there ever like a conversation with him like, yo,
Nah,
You good?
Nah, I think like
now you good? Just bring it to his attention, like, yo, this word has this kind of connotation when it's said outside of a group of.
We never had that conversation, but I do like how it came about to him. He noticed it on his own. He didn't need anybody to explain that to him.
So he was the aggressor. He just came up one day and was like, "What up, my niggas?" And I was just like, "What up, man?"
Like I said, when you grow up with somebody every day for your entire life, it's like
Could he hoop? Maybe he get a pass. Like, could he play basketball?
That does not
Yeah,
get
that's-
pass.
Nah, he
No, I'm
was a
saying
hooper
on the
though.
court though. Like, yo, my nigga, back door. You know,
Back
like,
door.
like, turn himself,
Now that I
like,
think about it now, it wasn't really forced
yo,
on
send
him
a
too.
pick, my nigga. Like,
he
it's
didn't,
alright though.
like he didn't force the conversation. Like the way you making it sound like, yo, what's good, my nigga? Like you're forcing it. Like it was just so natural.
So it was like, what's good, my nigga? Like that.
I ain't gonna front. He smacked the shit out of you. Yeah, it's a hood ass white boy.
So it was from the sense that like
Yo, don't watch this show, my guy.
so it's from the sense that it was like y'all grew up together. It was a shared experience kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Even though he was white, y'all was still going through.
He
like,
was
the
actually
same
there the
kinda-
day motherfuckers got thrown to the floor. Did he get thrown to the floor?
Probably
I got the whole shit up. Wait a second. Wait a
He was
second.
like this saying that word, get them niggas.
That's why his ass went to that floor.
I was trying to find some kind of redemption in his story, but
Holes,
Maybe he
holes.
can't say that word no motherfucking more. Cause if your ass didn't get thrown to that floor, nah, let me stop. Man.
Nigga was sitting there
Probably
like,
did
get that nigga.
Yeah. Well,
Yo,
I hang out with them, but that's about it.
yo, I just wanted to say, everyone should get off of Martin Luther King Day, not just President's Day. And yeah, happy episode 9.
facts.
Proud to be black.